Hi, Divine Souls. I'm truly grateful you're here with me in Oriah Divine Sanctuary, a space dedicated to healing, awareness, and spiritual alignment. If this video has appeared in your life today, trust that there may be a message here meant specifically for you. If the words shared here resonate with your spirit, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe so we can continue building a community centered around truth, healing, and higher consciousness. Earlier today, during meditation, I allowed myself to slow down, to breathe, and to simply be present. And in that quiet space, I began to tune into the energetic frequency of the collective, sensing what many people may be navigating on their spiritual journeys right now. And from that awareness, this message emerged. Many people spend years trying to change their behavior without ever understanding the wound driving it. They wonder, why do I struggle with boundaries? Why do I fear rejection? Why do I overthink everything? Why do I constantly seek approval? Why do healthy relationships feel uncomfortable? The answer often isn't found in adulthood. The answer often begins in childhood because every child adapts to their environment. If you grew up feeling emotionally neglected, you may have learned to suppress your needs. If love felt conditional, you may have become a people pleaser. If your environment felt unpredictable, you may have developed anxiety and hypervigilance. If you were criticized often, you may have become a perfectionist. If you were forced to grow up too quickly, you may struggle to rest and receive support. These adaptations were not weaknesses. They were survival strategies. They helped you navigate circumstances that felt overwhelming at the time. The problem is that many of these survival strategies don't automatically disappear when childhood ends. Instead, they quietly follow us into adulthood. The child who learned to earn love becomes the adult who overgives in relationships. The child who learned not to trust becomes the adult who struggles with vulnerability. The child who learned to stay small becomes the adult who fears being fully seen. Psychologically, this is why awareness is so powerful. You cannot heal what you do not understand. When you begin identifying the wound beneath the behavior, you stop blaming yourself. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What happened to me?" That shift changes everything. Spiritually, many people carry shame about their struggles. They believe their fears, insecurities, or emotional patterns make them flawed. But healing teaches a different truth. The wound is not your identity. The wound is an experience, and experiences can be healed. The Word of God says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Notice what this verse teaches. Everything flows from the condition of the heart. Our beliefs, our relationships, our choices, our sense of worth. When the heart carries unhealed wounds, those wounds often influence how we see ourselves and the world around us. But healing becomes possible when we bring awareness, compassion, and truth to those wounded places. So, what do you do if you discover a childhood wound is still affecting your life? First, acknowledge it without judgment. You survived the best way you knew how. Second, begin challenging the beliefs that wound created. Maybe you learned, I am only lovable if I perform. My needs don't matter. People always leave. I have to do everything alone. Those beliefs may have protected you once, but they don't have to define your future. Third, give yourself what you needed back then: compassion, patience, T, encouragement, T, safety, and grace. Because healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about reconnecting with who you were before the wound convinced you otherwise. If you've been struggling with patterns that seem impossible to break, remember this. The goal isn't to shame the child who survived. The goal is to support the adult who is healing, and the moment you begin understanding the wound, you stop living on autopilot. You begin making conscious choices. You begin reclaiming your voice. You begin rewriting the story, and that's where true transformation begins. I will close with this affirmation. Please repeat silently or out loud. I honor the child who survived and the adult who is healing. I release old beliefs that no longer serve me. I am worthy of love, safety, and peace. My past shaped me, but it does not define me. God is helping me heal from the inside out. Divine souls, thank you for stepping into Oriah Divine Sanctuary. This space exists to support your healing, elevate your awareness, and guide you through the sacred process of personal transformation. Here, you are safe to grow spiritually, emotionally, and authentically. And it is truly an honor to share this journey with you. Always remember, awareness begins the healing, but your transformation begins the moment you choose to honor your voice. Until we meet again, continue walking in truth, protecting your peace, and letting your divine light shine.